Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ife Artistry. If this is your first time seeing my videos, you are highly welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming here. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how I transformed my gorgeous bride. So my bride booked me for her makeup look, and so we go to do her her traditional marriage. Okay guys, so first of all I started cleaning her face with a micellar water. And guys, I'm going to actually say something. You know that bride where you want to do her makeup and she start taking black bullets? Yeah, you know we are going in for like a good ride, of course. And she's actually a very cheerful and lovely person, a very lovely lady, honestly guys. So anyway, let's get into the makeup. So first of all, we started cleaning her face, and like to remove every hidden dirt from her skin. She has a very oily skin, and we have to clean and remove every dirt. Okay guys, so after that I'm going to be moisturizing her face. So I'm going to be using the Embroideries moisturizer. That's basically most time the moisturizer I use for my brides. So I'm going to be putting that generously on her face. I will put it like everywhere. Like I'm going to use my skin prep brush and spread it generously everywhere, and I'll make sure I blend it into the skin. So after putting on the moisturizer, I'm just going to take my time and blend it a little bit. This my bride is really something else, guys. I don't even know why I'm laughing. Why is she laughing like this? Why did even I edit it out? So okay guys, so let's continue. So as I was saying, I blended this into the skin, and like I'm equally going to use my hand and massage it into her face. Okay guys, so my bride is not actually allowing me to walk, but I have to actually do my job because she keep being smiling. She was so happy and everything, but like we still have to do our job, and it's her day. She have the every right to be happy no matter what. You just have to do your job anyhow you can, but the bride have to be happy. So after massaging that into the skin, you can see how hydrating the face looks. So I go ahead and put on my Merak skin prep on her T-zones to control the sweats that might come out on her face during the course of the day. So after that, I put on my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm using my brush to blend that into the skin. Okay guys, after that I go in with the Becharm primer. I just blending it on her T-zone. Remember I said that she has a very oily skin, like she has this oily skin, so I'm just doing my best to massage the pore mattifying primer on her T-zones basically, except under eyes. So I'm just going to put it other places to mattify those places, and try and control the oil when they eventually start coming out. Okay, so after that I'm going to use my Kiss Beauty setting spray and lock in the hydration, or lock in every product I put on the face. Okay guys, so after that I go in with the foundation. I'm using the Nars foundation, Huda beauty foundations, and Loreal True Match. These three foundations are mostly the products I use for my bridal job. So guys, after putting them on, I begin to blend it into the skin. So the foundation I used for her is so small. I don't know, I mixed it, and it's so small, and I love the fact that I used a tiny foundation on her face. Like when I was done blending, I just feel like, are you sure this is enough? But it is enough. It is more than enough even to start with, because like a normal me I would have said, okay, let me add a little bit more, but no, her skin didn't need more. It was just okay. And the coverage of the foundation, no matter how small, no matter the fact that this foundation is small, it gave her a good coverage, and the skin match is perfect. Like it was the exact match to her body. You can see how that just come on. So after that I'm using the younger beauty concealer. So I'm putting the light shade, I think it's the shade 2 exactly, and after putting that I equally go in with my aucoin concealer. So I'm putting the aucoin concealer in the outer part. It's not as if it's actually the exact I could have used something that is a bit darker than the aucoin, but because I love using aucoins on my brides, honestly I love when I use aucoin on brides, because Even if like every other thing is not going to give, even if every other thing is going to mess up, sometimes using all these like good products brings everything together. Like it makes your look or whatever you are doing stand out. So because like after using them, you won't have any reason to keep doing touching up, and most of the time I don't even like do touch up on my brides. Okay guys, so moving on, I just like start blending that into the skin, and yeah, so I'm just blending the concealer on her face. And as I was doing that, of course, my bride keep like discussing with her friends, and she's so happy. I don't know if I've really met somebody that is as happy as this girl. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm going to start contouring the face. So I got a darker shade of foundation, and I'm using that to contour her face. Like, yeah, of course, I know you will say that the shade is actually a bit too darker than what I should use. It's not excessively too darker. This is actually good, because if you look at her body, like some shades on her body, you can see exactly this undertone somehow to an extent visible. So that's why I choose the undertone, because it's going to, after blending it, you notice that it's no longer like too much. When you place it, just blend very well. You are going to love the outcome of what you have. Okay guys, so don't mind my bride. If I tell you guys that this bride, she actually got a news that her hair, I mean like her frontal hair for her traditional marriage was lost or something. Like it was not with them. Like her hair is not there. They forgot the hair, not lost. They forgot the hair when they were coming down. And my bride was busy drinking. She don't even like, she was just like, let them find another way out, please. If there's any other thing they have, let them get for her. She's gonna use it. I've never seen somebody that is not like, that is so, like free. She's just like, no, I don't, this is my day. I don't want anything to mess up with my day or whatnot. Okay guys, so after contouring the nose, I go ahead and add the blush with my lip stains. So after creating that, like you are seeing, I go ahead and blend the concealer, the one that is left under the eyes. Okay guys, so you can see the coverage that this concealer gives, the concealer that was under the eyes, like it gives me this good coverage. So after setting, I go ahead and blending it out, I go ahead and set the products on the face. And remember, that once you set, you have locked in everything you've done. You just lock it in, and nothing again is going to actually ruin this makeup again. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm just like loving, if I remember how her face was when I started and how it is now, that, oh yeah, I'm doing a good job. I'm doing a good job, because yeah, I have in mind, at the back of my mind, how I remember her face was when I started and now. Yes guys, so moving on, I'm just going to keep setting the rest of the face. So after, I don't know, for some reasons, it was when I was editing this video that I saw that I used my setting powder to set the low light as well. It's not as if it's something I don't do. I do it most of the time, but I don't know what prompted me to do it here too. So it's possible. I just set the low light with the setting powder, and I just use my powder to just run through it. It's not as if like I didn't want to start setting with powder again, but I'm just running through it to just make sure everything is okay. Okay guys, so after doing that, I'm equally going to go ahead and contour. Like just use my powder shade of contour and run through the contour shade to set it, because basically it's setting, because I've created the contour, the base. I'm just setting it now. Okay guys, so after that, I'm equally going to contour the nose. If you look at this contour shades very well, you can see the reflection of that undertone on her body. Even though she's very light, but you can see the reflection of that shade. So that is what you do sometimes while contouring. You just like bring in that reflection again. That reflection is just the undertone, like that is how it is. Okay guys, so after that I equally contour the nose, and then I'm adding blush to her cheeks, the highest point of her cheeks basically. Okay guys, so after doing all the necessary things for her face, the skin work is done, everything is okay. I have to go ahead and outline her brows. Okay guys, so I'm using the brow gel from Hager and Esther, and my angled brush is from Merak Cosmetics. Yeah, a brand that is owned by a makeup artist in Nigeria, Layefa Beauty. She's my mentor anyway. Yes guys, so after outlining the brows, I love the outline of these brows, it's just so neat and so nice. After outlining the brows, I go ahead and now start filling out with my pencil, with my Davis pencil in the shade 003. I'm just going to like quietly and gently fill out the brows. Yes guys, so that is it. Just quietly do my job and do what I'm supposed to do, and you know, like fill it out, and everything is okay. So after filling out guys, I go ahead and start concealing the brows. So because my client is very light skinned, she's fair, so I'm using the Nuban Beauty Concealer in the shade 041, not 001, 041. So I'm using that, and I'm using a darker shade as well. So the 041 is very light, and it has this strong coverage, you know, like when I'm working on light skin, I always love to use that as their concealer, because not for the face, because the concealer is thick, so I just use it for the brows. This time I used to use it for the face anyway, but I feel like that particular shade is thick, and I don't fancy using thick concealers on the face. Okay guys, so I just go ahead and conceal, and after concealing I blend it out. I just smudge out the concealer, and afterwards I equally conceal the upper part of the brows, which I didn't show. I think it's because the room where I was doing the makeup is very congested, and I couldn't actually record when I was doing that. Okay guys, so after that I equally did set the brows. Yeah, I set the brows, and now I am baking the face. So I just bake, and just baking and putting everything together. I love the outcome of this whole, like the way this makeup and the whole thing is turning out. I just love how it looks. It makes me feel like, yeah, proud that I am doing a very nice and beautiful job. Like just me looking at this video from here is still giving me joy, and but it is what it is. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm going to start creating the eyeshadow. I'm using my eyeshadow base, the Benai Clone White. I wanted to see pillow is the Benai Clone White eyeshadow base. So I put it there, and I'm using my brush to smudge it out. Mostly I smudge out the edges, but still I smudge it out. After that, I'm using my eyeshadow palette, the Blossom eyeshadow palette. I'm using that to create my transition. Yeah, basically. So what the first thing I do when I want to create an eyeshadow is to create my transition. That's the first thing I have to do. So when I create the transition, you guys know what transition is, or where the line starts or where it ends. Yeah, so I just create my transition, and after creating the transition, I just try to darken the crease, or deepen my crease. I don't know what it is, so I just make the crease more darker. And and my client doesn't have, like, I don't think she has these bigger eyes, so I just have to keep pushing in. But if I'm bringing a darker shade, I make sure I'm not going up anymore. I keep coming downwards, so that the shades does not the dark shade does not go over to the brow bone. So after that, I start placing the pigmented eyeshadow, because of course it's a traditional marriage look, and I was going to make it pigmented and make it colorful and beautiful. yes guys, so that is it. Just placing and making sure the placement has no demarcation or any hash lines and everything. Okay guys, so I just used an orange shade to smudge it out just to make it colorful. I don't know if it's actually coloring anything anyway, but I love how it comes out. After that, I lined the eyes with my gel liner. So mostly I use my Zaron gel liner to line the eyes. The Zaron gel liner, guys, if you want a very dark liner, you can get the Zaron gel liner or the ink blot. Okay guys, so for some reasons, I don't know how, I think it's from my camera or from the way I just place the setup or anything, but I don't understand what I am seeing at this point. But I am done with the eyeshadow. I'm just setting. I don't know. I don't understand what happened. I don't know how. I don't know. Probably one of my lights is off, or probably my phone was shifted or anything. I don't know what happened. But when I was editing this video, I'm like, what happened at this point? I don't know. But something is definitely off. Okay guys, so I keep moving on and I keep going, and you know, like, we are set. I use my setting spray to set and lock in everything I've done. And I hope you guys are able to even understand how setup and your lighting can actually affect your job. It's not as if sometimes it's not as if you are doing a bad work, but sometimes it's your light setup. If you don't set it very well, something goes wrong somewhere. Had it been I was watching what I was doing, I think I would have actually found out that something is wrong, you know, with my setup, and I'll try to correct it before I'll continue. But I didn't know up until I started editing this work. That's how I knew that something was wrong. But that is by the way anyway. So I used a light brown shade for the lips lining, and then I added a nude shade from Becharmageless Cosmetics, my lip stain collection from the brand. Okay guys, so I just go ahead and equally like add more because I wanted the nude shade to come out, and after that I add the gloss. I gloss the lips. So I didn't really want it to be that, you know, like excessively nude. I just wanted still a color to pop out. Okay guys, so at the end of the day, I was done with the makeup, and this is actually the end of the video. You can see how beautiful and how lovely this makeup turns out to be. I hope you love this video as much as I do. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, put on your post notification, and I'm going to be seeing you guys next time. I love you guys. Bye.